On this episode of Goofing Off,
we visit JC Comic and Cards to stock up on all the latest comics.
Our movie snobs find out why Harvey Dent is beating up monsters when they see I, Frankenstein.
And we strap into some outrageously expensive sports cars for our review of Forza Motorsport 5. Welcome to another episode of Goofing Off. I'm Zach Kuzmic.
And I'm Leon Andriani, finally back from winter break.
You seem excited. You were pretty tired of all this geek nonsense the last time we did this.
Well, I don't know. I think going 2 months without any cosplayers made me really miss them.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Let's kick off 2014 with a brand new segment.
Here's the Goofing Off Face-Off.
Face-Off. NBA Live 14 versus NBA 2K14.
Our first ever Goofing Off Face-Off pairs two NBA games by the two biggest brands in sports gaming. As a huge Cavs fan, judging first by the cover, it was no contest. LeBron could take his 2K14 to South Beach, and I'll take Kyrie Irving all day, every day. As I dove right into NBA Live 14, however, I wasn't very impressed. I mean, pretty much every feature you'd expect in a basketball game is there, but there's just something off. Well, several things. I felt like I was playing in slow motion. The controls are somewhat unresponsive, the animations have to play through before you can make another move, and the frame rate drops constantly. I began to think maybe there was hope elsewhere. As I watched NBA 2K14 boot up for the first time, I felt unusually sick to my stomach. The feeling quickly subsided though, because I was absolutely blown away. I mean, this game is beautiful. The character models, the arenas, the commentary, the soundtrack, everything is detailed and alive. Don't believe me? Look at the game side by side. Reflections, crowd reactions, texturing, almost every aspect is better in 2K14. The pacing of the game feels real, the controls feel natural. It's unbelievable these two games were released during the same year. Kyrie, why'd you lie to me? Man, I was just trying to get paid.
Irving jump shot. Not that time.
Well, I feel like I got played.
Oh, he swats it.
I broke it into 4 categories, and 2K14 takes them all. Graphics, controls, commentary, and overall fun. It's a wash. NBA 2K14 is easily the best basketball game ever, and should at least be in the discussion for best sports game. If you like basketball, get this game.
I've got to say, Zach, I'm pretty heartbroken that Casey left the show. It was a tearful goodbye.
I'm pretty sure his last words were, "I can't take you crazy lunatics anymore. I'm out of here."
It's so sad.
Yeah, well, since Casey stormed up, I had to find someone to fill his shoes.
And since our good friend Tyler Stackwell is a recovering game addict,
With over 200 unplayed budget games in his Steam library.
we thought he'd be perfect to find us some great deals on games on a budget.
Hey everyone, Tyler Stackpole here, and this is Games on a Budget. I know you were all expecting Casey Church, but he's moved on to bigger and better things. This is for you, Casey. Now, have you ever wanted to play an online survival game and put your trust in random people on the internet? Then you should try Rust. Rust is a first-person survival game created by the studio that brought you Garry's Mod. As a random person stuck on an island with up to 100 other players, you'll have to survive the elements and wild animals on the island by gathering resources, building weapons and shelter, and making sure you're well fed. Although there are a lot of environmental dangers in this game, the real threat comes from other players. Some players in Rust will band together and help each other out, but the vast majority of players seem to just want to kill you, whether you have a large number of resources or you just started playing. Rust is still in alpha, which means there are a lot of bugs and not all the features have been implemented yet, but it is not an experience that you want to pass up. You can pick up Rust on Steam for $20. That's it for this edition of Games on a Budget. I'm Tyler Stackpole. Catchphrase.
So, Zach, help me out here. Is this considered a nerd show or a geek show?
I don't know, both? It doesn't matter, there's no difference.
Okay, no, there is so a difference. You would think you would know that since you're producer.
Oh, why don't you enlighten me?
I don't have to, because Stassi hit the streets this week to find out what the differences are between geeks and nerds.
What is the difference between a nerd and a geek to you?
Ooh, I would say a nerd is someone who has something that they really like and applies it.
Okay, a geek is somebody who gets into a lot of things, loves a lot of things, and is passionate about a lot of things.
A nerd would be a cosplayer, someone
Okay.
who gets into their craft. A geek is just someone who like passively follows an anime or something like that.
I don't know. I guess I'm both. I just like playing video games.
Nerd, they do nerdy things like read comic books and everything like that, but they're not to that full extent.
I actually don't know. This is... you told me it would be easy.
We're hearing a lot of rumors that this behind me is being called the Nerd Cave.
Nerd Herd.
The Nerd Herd?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a new one. So how do you feel about that?
I love it. It gives us a sense of community.
We named ourselves. That is our group name. From the very beginning, we named ourselves the Nerd Herd.
Oh, that's what they call... Yeah, I do, actually.
There's a lot of League of Legends, a lot of Magic the Gathering, a lot of video games. When we can get the TV and the equipment here, we'll have some people who play like fighting games, like Street Fighter and stuff like that. There's a little bit of retro gaming going on sometimes.
Well, we all are into the same things, and it's really fun to be able to just talk about whatever.
No Magic for me. It's too much for my brain to handle.
Play Magic the Gathering.
What is Magic the Gathering?
Oh, it's a card game. It's one of the oldest. It actually is one of the oldest card games.
Just talk. That's basically all we do is just talk about nerdy things.
Yeah.
After the break, our movie snobs see I, Frankenstein.
The Blender will get you caught up on everything you missed over break.
And we premiere our first ever Goofing Off digital short.
Don't go anywhere.
Like what you see here on Goofing Off? Then like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Crazy for Instagram? Send us a picture of you watching Goofing Off and we'll put you in the next show. Retweet us and you might win a chance to be on Goofing Off.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Watch ZTV Sports Report daily at 3 and 8:30 p.m. at channel 45.1. And make sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and check out our latest videos on YouTube. ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron athletics.
Jay, guess what my favorite thing is about the University of Akron?
Hosting Lights Camera Akron with me, of course.
I guess so.
If you want to see highlights on anything and everything that is Akron, Ohio, watch Kara and I every day at 8 and 2:30 right here on Lights Camera Akron.
On ZTV, channel 45.1.
Action.
Tune into Akron After Hours on Campus Channel 45-1 every day at 3:30 and 9, and get involved with the show by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
You're watching ZTV.
Welcome back. So Leanne, why haven't I seen Will Smith in any of these trailers for I, Frankenstein?
What are you talking about?
Well, isn't this the sequel to I, Robot? The one where Will Smith killed robots in the future?
Yeah, no. This one is about Harvey Dent killing demons in the future.
Oh, okay, next question. Is a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes a good or bad thing?
Bad. Very, very bad. Let's find out why on this edition of Movie Snobs.
Hi, I'm Danny Mars.
And I, David Helmick.
On this segment of Movie Snobs, we went to see I, Frankenstein, and it was terrible.
Whoa, hold on, Danny. Be fair. It was a movie about gargoyles fighting demons. What did you expect?
No, it was more like a Hunchback of Notre Dame version of Angels and Demons.
Actually, it was gargoyles who were working for angels and demons. And before you say anything else negative, can we at least tell the viewers what the movie was about?
Fine. Frankenstein is a movie about the classic version of Frankenstein's monster that lives for 200 years and then joins in an ancient battle between gargoyles and demons in the present day.
The trailers made it look like Frankenstein would be fighting the gargoyles, but much to our surprise, he was fighting against the demons alongside the gargoyles, for the most part.
And there's not much more than that.
So, the action was fantastic and had the animation to match. The gargoyles were awesome. Well, when they were gargoyles, both the demons and the gargoyles looked like normal people until they turned into their true form, which I'll say again, was awesome.
It's so cliche and predictable.
I will admit, Danny, I wasn't a big fan of the Batman thematics. His rooftop monologues weren't too impressive. But other than that, there's not too much to complain about.
Really? So you were really okay with Frankenstein falling in love with that girl from Dexter?
She's so pretty.
Anyway, if you're like David over here who's a sucker for slow motion and unnecessary random effects, then you'll probably like this movie.
Hey, I didn't want to like all the explosions and the demons dramatically bursting into flames, but it really kept my attention.
Who hired this guy? Can you tell me? Please.
Zach, why do we have Super Mario 3D World on this rewind? Didn't that game come out last year?
Oh, are you sure? It looks like every other Mario game that came out in the past 25 years.
Is that a joke?
Yeah, apparently not a very good one. So here's Super Mario 3D World on this edition of the Goofing Off Rewind.
It's finally here. The Mario game we've all wanted is finally here. It's
Super Mario 3D World! Yeah.
Yep, the first fully 3D 4-player Mario game that isn't Mario Party. The playable characters include Mario, Toad, Luigi, and Princess Peach. Just like in 3D Land for the 3DS, the goal is to get to the flagpole at the end. Hidden collectibles include green stars and stamps that can be used as Miiverse posts. New power-ups this time include the ever-hyped cat suit, as well as the Double Cherry, which clones Mario. There are even puzzle levels where your jump is disabled, and you must navigate a maze-like environment for green stars. If I had to pick one flaw for the game, it's that adding more players to the game doesn't always mean adding more skill to the game. This is the greatest Mario game to date, and a must-have for the Wii U library. Great graphics, fun level design, and the 4-player action are all amazing. Just be sure that the other 3 players are expert players, and you should be fine. This Mario masterpiece gets 5 out of 5 goofs.
And now it's time for the fastest pop culture news roundup in the world.
Every week, Caleb brushes through our top headlines in 60 seconds.
But if he screws up, there's a punishment he has to face.
So let's toss it over to Caleb with this edition of The Blender.
4 new images have been released for X-Men Days of Future Past. The images show Wolverine, Magneto, and Mystique, among others. They did not release the image of me as Wolverine's body double, however. The White House will have to respond to a petition asking that Justin Bieber be deported after it reached over 100,000 signatures. I don't have anything to say about this, just wanted you to know that this actually happened. Rumor has it that M. Night Shyamalan and Bruce Willis may be teaming up for another movie. If it's anything like his last few films, the big spoiler in this movie will be that Shyamalan's career has been dead the whole time. In gaming news, after the poor sales of the Wii U, Nintendo President Satoru Iwata announced that he would be taking a 50% pay cut. While a bold move, perhaps if they made other games besides different versions of Zelda and Mario, people would actually buy a Wii U. Are you ready to be upset because a game company wasn't prepared for their new MMORPG that will inevitably not be ready for launch date? Well, you're in luck. The Elder Scrolls Online is coming out soon. The game takes place a millennium before Skyrim and allows you to play as a number of different races. The game comes out April 4th for PC and June for PS4 and Xbox One. That's this week's news, blended and ready for consumption.
It's gonna hurt me a lot more than it hurts you.
When we come back, we visit JC Comic and Cars to stock up.
And we strap into the latest sports cars for our review of Forza 5.
Plus, our top 5 upcoming games of 2014.
We'll be right back.
All right. On this podcast, if you want to listen to sports, you can tune in to Sports Power Talk.
You want to know what else?
88.1.
You want to know what
much.
else I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
New Call of Duty.
Don't
Ghost,
interrupt my plug
Map pack.
for my friend Sartaj here, Christian.
Exactly. When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Catch Goofing Off every day at 4 and 9:30 right here on ZTV channel 45-1. Also be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Action.
Tune into Akron After Hours on Campus Channel 45-1 every day at 3:30 and 9, and get involved with the show by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Watch ZTV Sports Report daily at 3 and 8:30 p.m. at channel 45.1. And make sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and check out our latest videos on YouTube. ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Athletics.
You're watching ZTV.
Welcome back. Zach, what is that?
It's a race helmet for racing.
And why are you wearing it?
Well, I've been playing Forza 5 nonstop for weeks.
Oh, is that why your car is missing a bumper?
It's also why I have 6 speeding tickets.
Okay, no. Why don't you just stick to the Xbox Speed Racer and we'll watch our review of Forza 5.
As a college student without a car, I often find myself wishing I had a really fast car to drive around in. Or any car for that matter. Forza Motorsport 5, developed by Turn 10 for the Xbox One, isn't as good as the real thing, but it's the closest thing I could find. This game is beautiful. You can really imagine what it would be like to be in the cars you drive. Cars glisten in the sunlight, and the interiors of the cars are breathtaking and often distracted me from the race I was in. The sound design of this game is also remarkable. The campaign has been reformed as opposed to Forza 4, which sent you in a linear path each race already in place for you as you complete the previous one. In Forza 5, you choose what classification of car you want to use, and then you have to buy a car for that particular series of races. Once you complete a series, you can select a new series, then go after that. Another cool aspect of Forza 5 that is much different than Forza 4 is the Drivatar system. If your console is connected to the internet, it takes in data about your driving habits in the game and just how you drive, and creates a Drivatar of you. This Drivatar will appear in other players' races across numerous modes in the game, the campaign being one of them. If your Drivatar does well in a race, you earn credits, even if you aren't playing. One thing that has remained are the commentaries from the hosts of BBC's television show, Top Gear.
The best fast cars of our time. It is a battleground of radically different weapons.
Forza 5 is a great game to kick off the next generation of racing games. The graphics in this game are amazing, and new mechanics such as the Drivatar system and the haptic feedback in the controller are great additions to an already amazing franchise. The reworking of the campaign probably seemed like a good idea on paper, but didn't actually quite work. And the lack of cars and tracks at launch also hurt this game. With all of that being said, we are giving Forza 5 4 goofs out of 5.
So why didn't we go to a convention this episode? We went to one like every week last fall.
It's kind of a slow season for Comic-Cons. I don't think the artists like leaving their houses when it's this cold out. I guess there's just no way for people to get their comics now.
Well, lucky for you, I have a solution.
Oh yeah? What's that?
I decided to go on a hunt for all the great local comic shops. Let's take a look at what I found on my search earlier today.
Hey Goofers, it's February, which means there aren't many Comic-Cons for us to go to. But don't you worry, because I'm going to take you to all the comic book shops I can find. How long have you had the store?
Coming up on my 24th year.
24 years. What would you say has been your favorite part about running JC Comics?
I get to wear Batman sweatshirts to work instead of a suit and a tie, so that's all right.
How would you say Comic-Cons have helped or affected your industry here?
Both the Comic-Cons, actually, the Cleveland one was the first time for that one, and the Akron one this year was the second time, and both very successful shows. I saw a lot of new faces from it. I saw a lot of new faces that I'd met there coming here for the first time, so positive experience all the way around.
How would you say that the movie industry has affected the comic book industry?
Quite a bit, actually. I mean, we knew it was cool for a long time. Now that Hollywood knows it's cool, everyone thinks it's cool. This is the cool place to be. So, you know, it's like this is along the walls over there. Almost everything you see over there has been optioned by somebody. Somebody's got the rights to it. Now, we may never see it on television. We may never see it on movies. But you hear about rumors all the time of new things being optioned. This is a well of ideas in here.
What would you say is the best representation from book to movie?
Watchmen was actually very consistent with the source material. They changed the end, but the rest of it was faithful. Maybe too faithful, but it was very faithful. I tend to look at it as far as does it grasp the character or the content more than it's just page by page by page by page. I kind of get bored with it if it's the same. If it's something I've already read and just watching it again on the big screen, I want to see some changes. I want to see a little bit of artistic license taken.
In your opinion, what would you say is the future of the comic book industry?
As of right now, it seems to be, you come in here on a Wednesday, the place is packed with people wanting to get their new stuff and excited about what's going on. So yeah, I see nothing but a positive future currently, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. You know so much about the comic book industry. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me today.
I can fake it at least, so.
Well, that's what I do on a daily basis, so it's all good.
And now it's time for our top 5.
On this episode, we have our top 5 upcoming games of 2014.
Starting us off at number 5 is Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. We can't wait to start the next chapter of this 100-hour movie.
At number 4, we have Titanfall. Video games have confirmed that no matter what the future brings, there will be mechs.
Coming in at number 3, we have Destiny, a game that has made our list solely because it's made by Bungie.
At number 2, we have Final Fantasy X-2 HD. Zach's favorite game ever is coming back in glorious HD.
And our number 1 most anticipated game of 2014 is Watch Dogs. After being delayed last fall, we couldn't be more hyped for this game.
If you can't get enough goofing off, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Crazy for Instagram? Send us a picture of you watching Goofing Off, and we'll put you in the next show. Retweet us, and you might even win a chance to be on Goofing Off.
Next time on the show, we review another Final Fantasy XIII game.
We dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge at the Ohio Dodgeball Cup.
And we take a new look at an Academy Award-nominated movie.
So until next time, I'm Zach Kuzmic.
And I'm Leon Andriani.
And thank you for taking the time to goof off with us.
Okay, this piece of hair needs to go somewhere. Do you see what's going on right now?
You're not gonna hurt my face. Just do it.
Just do that.
Maybe.
I'm sorry, Goofers.
You've read the script twice.
I know, but I read the live script twice. We saw how that went. Was that like an adrenaline rush or what?
We were warm. This is cold.
This is very cold.
This is cold and
It's
fat
frigid.
and pale. All right.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit the UA School of Communication online. ZTV. Make media. Make a difference.
When the door of opportunity opens, what do you see? A landscape to pursue your passion and a rewarding career. A university with $120 million in student awards to lower the cost of education. A place where work opportunities during college lead to great jobs.
Akron has opened my eyes to so many opportunities.
New career options.
Akron gave me the motivation to make my dreams come true.
The University of Akron, where you get the greatest lifetime return on investment of any Northeast Ohio public university.
Catch Goofing Off every day at 4 and 9:30 right here on ZTV channel 45-1. Also be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page.
Watch ZTV Sports Report daily at 3 and 8:30 p.m. at channel 45.1. And make sure to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and check out our latest videos on YouTube. ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Athletics.
Action.
Tune into Akron After Hours on Campus Channel 45-1 every day at 3:30 and 9, and get involved with the show by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
You're watching ZTV.